Welcome to the Vegas Insider channel here on YouTube for Week 7 NFL contest picks. We've made it this far already. It's Kevin Rogers and Holden Kushner with you as we take a look at our 5 best bets in the NFL. Holden has 2 picks, I have 2 picks, and we have a consensus pick at the end. So let's start the bidding. Holden Kushner, your first pick of the week.
I bid for the Packers this week. I'm going to go back to the well. Is this the 3rd straight week I'm on the Packers? I don't know, at least 2 of them. 3.5 point favorites on the road. I hate this hook, but I refuse to buy the half point going up against Houston. This Houston team is a complete debacle. The one thing that the Packers are not good at is stopping the run. I think, they're terrific running the ball. They got a great quarterback. They stop the pass. They can't stop the run. Fortunately for them, a washed-up David Johnson is the guy that they're going up against this week. The Packers have not lost back-to-back games under LaFleur. I love them here. This is a one-dimensional Houston team, and I think that Watson will keep them in it. But ultimately, the Packers' pass defense should just be able to shut down this this offense on the other side. I'm pretty confident in it, to tell you the truth. And David Bakhtiari injury, again, that's a big one. But I still think the Packers are just much, much more talented. And what we saw against the elite Bucs defense last week was an aberration.
So Holden has the Packers on the road this week against the Texans as his first pick. For my first selection, I am going to take the Seattle Seahawks, laying 3.5 at Arizona. And the Cardinals coming off the Monday night win over a Cowboys team that we know is a complete disaster right now. And Kyler Murray completed just 9 passes in that game, also had a rushing touchdown. But Ezekiel Elliott fumbled twice, set up a couple Arizona scores. And it's a good win for Arizona. They went on the road and won, but now they're back at home for the first time in a while. And they take on a Seattle team off the bye. The Seahawks, 5-0 on the season. They're 4-0-1 in their last 5 trips to Glendale. This is a team that has played well at Arizona. It's been a road-heavy series. Arizona's covered at Seattle, but Seattle's played well at Arizona. I'm going to lay the short number with the Seahawks here to stay undefeated against the Cardinals for my first pick. Holden, your second pick.
I'm going to go with the Steelers, the Pittsburgh Steelers, who I think if there's one team that could take down the Chiefs this year, I'm not saying they're better than the Chiefs, but I think that if there's one team that could take down Kansas City, this is the team right now. They're a dog on the road, and I get it. Listen, Tennessee's looked terrific. King Henry last week leading that big comeback against the team we just talked about, Houston. But here's the problem. Now, Henry in this run game is matchup proof, but the Steelers are just nails against the run. They really take away what the Titans do best. I'm a fan of Tannehill. I think he's come along. I just don't think his offense could be able to put up as many points as the Steelers will. That team now is just so balanced with a spectacular defense. Ben Roethlisberger being healthy. I saw his odds as the MVP in the NFL have now moved up to to number 5. I mean, we got some elite guys. He's playing out of his mind. Deontay Johnson is back. That really opens up this passing game even more, and they've gotten James Conner going. It's the Steelers on the road. I'll hold my breath, but I'll take it.
And the Steelers and Titans, someone's going to lose their first game coming up on Sunday, but a terrific matchup there in Nashville. So Holden's got the Steelers. For my second selection, the Chargers and the Jaguars have combined for 2 wins on the season. Jacksonville upset Indianapolis in week 1, but they have done nothing since. And the Chargers, they have showcased Justin Herbert, the top pick out of Oregon, or their top pick. And he's played well, but the Chargers have blown a lot of leads in the second half to New Orleans, to Tampa Bay, to Kansas City against great quarterbacks. And now you're facing Gardner Minshew, and I just can't trust Jacksonville. I know that a lot of people will say that the Chargers have been a bad home favorite. I agree. I faded them a few weeks ago, took Carolina, and Carolina beat them. But the Chargers here off the bye, Herbert has played well. Jacksonville's defense stinks, and I just think that laying 7.5 is not asking too much here. I'm going to lay the points with the Chargers against the Jags as my second selection. And now it's time for our consensus pick. And the consensus pick brought to you by Holden and I, and we'll see how this goes.
You know what's funny before you do that? We came in here and he goes, I got the Chargers. I said, well, I think the Jaguars are going to cover this thing. I said, why can't we go with both? He goes, we only got a number of games that we can do. We got to do a number of games. So I want to thank you for getting me off the pick that would have given me a loss this week. I appreciate it.
Well, I'm glad that we've already predicted the Chargers have won, so at least we're 1-0 on the week. All right, here's the consensus pick. Jimmy Garoppolo Bowl, Niners, Patriots. New England did not allow a touchdown last week, but they lost at home to Denver. They looked discombobulated. Cam was back. San Francisco, huge win against the Rams last week to kind of keep their season going, because that would have been a terrible loss for them. It would have really sunk to the bottom of the NFC West. Patriots a short favorite here, Holden. So who are we taking?
Yeah, I think you and I are going to both agree on taking New England. It's an interesting total, too, at 43.5, because I think, the Niners at this point are really having trouble moving the ball without Raheem Mostert. I think that's going to be a big loss there. Defensively, we know Dee Ford and Richard Sherman are out. This is not the same team that went to the Super Bowl last year. Jimmy Garoppolo, actually, did you see any of that game? They drew up plays where he'd throw the ball 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage so he could get through the game. I just think defensively, New England should be able to just do some nasty things to the Niners. Cam Newton's not as bad as COVID Cam was not as good as non-COVID Cam, but I think he comes back this week and has a nice run too.
And you look at New England the last few weeks there, Holden, that against Kansas City, against Denver, the defense played well enough to keep them in the game, and they didn't give up a touchdown to Denver. I know they have an elite kicker in McManus who can kick long field goals, but at the same time, you got to cash it a few times. They couldn't do it against Denver, and obviously Hoyer played in the Kansas City game, and we know what kind of disaster that was in the red zone a few times. But I'm going to go to the card of Belichick knowing Garoppolo, and we know Garoppolo is not 100%. That's a given, but it's just tough to think the Patriots are going to lose back-to-back games at home. I know this number has dropped, but I'm going to lay the points. I think you are too, with the Patriots here against San Francisco, and for New England to bounce back here, especially with Buffalo not playing well. The Patriots have an opportunity to kind of climb back in this AFC South or AFC East race, and see if they can still salvage the season. So let's take a look at our selections for Week 7 in the NFL. Holden has Green Bay against Houston, also taking the Steelers on the road against the Titans. I have Seattle at Arizona, also laying the points with the Chargers against Jacksonville. And we agree New England will beat San Francisco this week. We agree on that. That's going to happen. We guarantee it. At least we hope that happens. So
hey, guarantee.
lock it up, or just we think they're going to win. See, Holden, you can't just say we think they're going to win. We say that we know they're going to win.
Oh yeah, I'm the whale. Just send me all your money right now. Just send me Holding the whale. That's it. I give out whale plays every single week. Just lock them in, Kev.
Well, considering the Chargers already won and covered, I mean, it's okay.
I'm 0-1 already.
Right? So we'll see. For Holden Kushner, I'm Kevin Rogers. You can check out all of our videos on our Vegas Insider page on YouTube. Best of luck with your bets.